Hey y'all, it's Father's Day today, and I can think of no better way to celebrate than by looking at and reminding ourselves of the love God had for us and the love He mercifully bestows upon us each day, even though we don't deserve it. If you would turn with me to Psalms 139, 13 and 14. Again, Psalm 139, 13 and 14. This is talking about God here. For you formed my inward parts. You, God created you unique. There's no other genetic coding or genetic makeup that's the same as yours. Yes, sexes may be the same, but you yourself, God created you unique, and God created you with a purpose, as we see here. For you formed my inner part delicately. He He took the time to delicately craft everything about you. You covered me in my mother's womb before your parents even knew you or knew you existed. God knew you. I mean, God knew your name, God knew your eyes, God knew your dislikes. God methodically crafted everything about you for a purpose. And He crafted everything about you to be loved and to be respected. Because if He did something like that, and He took the time, which time doesn't have the same meaning to God as it does down here. But if He took the time out of eternity to create you, you must be pretty special in His eyes. And honestly, those are the only eyes that mattered. You covered me in my mother's womb. I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. He created you. He created you in His image. He He took that young K and He sculpted you in His image. He made you completely unique to everyone else. Your likes and dislikes, your passions. There may be some other people who like the same thing you do, but that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying that you're you and you're unique. No one has the same passion, no one has the same level of intensity. No one has the same anything that you do. God created you that unique. You're like a snowflake. No two are exactly alike. I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Marvelous are your works, and that my soul knows very well. Ladies and gentlemen, especially in the time we're in right now, it's important that we remember any creation of God, and that's every creation, because everything down to the smallest rock on His green earth is created by God. I mean, you're more valuable than a rock, but I'm just saying that to make a point. He created everyone of his being, every one of his creation, to be worthy of love and worthy of respect, worthy of loving yourself, worthy of respecting yourself, worthy of loving others, worthy of respecting others, worthy of celebrating others just for being a creation of the Almighty. And guys, if what I've been saying is accurate and factual, and it is, that being God loves you more than you can ever imagine, and you must be pretty special in His eyes to Him to have taken time out of eternity to personally and perfectly create you. And He loved you that much, then we at least owe it to each other to at least try to love and respect each other as much as God does. Now, we'll never get there. That's not what I'm saying. But we owe it to ourselves and we owe it to our fellow man, each other, all of His creation, to try to look at ourselves and look at the person opposite us like God does. And God sees someone worthy of respect and worthy of love. Even when we get to heaven. And it's something to think about. Even when we get to heaven and we are made perfect, completely perfect. We said this mortal veil, and we step into eternity. We may still not be able to comprehend the love that God had for us and love others the way He does. But you know what? If it's an edict in the Bible, and these words are true, that God formed you completely unique, took time out of eternity just for you, just to form you, then it can be done. It's not easy, this love and this completely unselfish and agape love that God's talking about. But if it is said in the Bible, and it's also said in the Bible that we're expected to try to act like Jesus, then it can be done. It's not easy, but accepting Jesus' love for you and loving yourself for who you are because He made you worthy of love and worthy of respect is the first step. Guys, no one is higher or lower than anyone else. God created us at our core, at our innermost being. He created us exactly the same. He created us worthy of the love and worthy of the respect that I'm talking about. And I may talk about it a lot more on my channel, but honesty is the only thing worth talking about at the end of the day. How much God loves you and how much God cherishes you. And earthly fathers are supposed to be an extension of that. I know my dad is. I see Christ in him. He even when he disciplines me, I see Christ because I remember when God disciplined the Israelites, and he made them wander in the wilderness for 40 years. Now, my dad's never done that to me, thankfully, but God did discipline his children much like any loving and decent father would. Now, I say supposed to be an extension of God's love because, unfortunately, I know that this isn't a perfect world, and a lot of people, way more than they should be, grew up in yes and ideals of the ways with yes and supportive and loving dads. And for anyone like that, anyone just feeling alone and lonely like that, and like no one understands you, like no one loves you, my heart goes out to you. My my heart breaks for you because everyone is worthy of the other respect that I've been talking about. But that acceptance, that support, that love, I'm here to tell you, it can only be found in God. It can only be found in the blood of Jesus Christ. He loved you so much that he endured an agonizing death on the cross for you because he loved you that much. God sent his son and Jesus accepted because they both love you more than you can ever comprehend or imagine. And if that's the case, if they love you more than you can comprehend or we can even imagine, then we have no excuse not to love each other and look at each other with the same reverence and the same respect that God looks at us with. Ladies and gentlemen, I love you. God loves you more importantly. And I'll be praying for you. Stay safe. I'll see you next week.